space between them. Oh, we're going to pile up down into turns 1 and 2. And Jacko and the 71 machine going side by side. Jacko trying to have a sniff up the inside.
All right, I'm up here on the top of the grandstand where all the fans get to watch all the action from.
I'll ask it again. How much speed would a speedway weigh if a speedway could weigh speed?
A couple thousand.
Oh, that's not what I said, mate. What did I say? That's just some of the wicked fans we have here. We've got a pretty awesome audience, as you can see.
Side 2, Luke Brown, the big move at the moment. Rocking away. Let's go, and we're off. He work his way through it. Oh, quickly with problems. But still, it's this man, Luke. Oh, we're going to tangle him. We're going to tangle up down into turns 3 and 4. Mike and Aaron will work this out. 6 cars left running on the track.
This is absolutely stunning. Look at the amazing weather. Look at the pits. Absolutely packed here for the Garage 16 Modified Dirt Cup at Prestige Pools, Waikaraka Park. Are you happy to be here?
Mate, I'm really happy to be here. We haven't been up to visit our friends in Auckland for a very, very long time, so it's kind of cool to be back up here, and we're really looking forward to bringing you our part of the show. But what we're really here for, mate, is the Modified Dirt Cup. It's going to be epic.
We've got the likes of the current national champion Luke Brown, the 1NZ. I am here with 1NZ Luke Brown. Mate, it's great to see you here. What are you thinking of the track today, and what does it feel like to be here again?
Yeah, it's great to be back racing. It's been a while. Everyone's kind of been stuck in lockdown. The track's had a lot of water during the week, but they just went out for a couple of hot laps and looked a bit dusty, so I think it might slicken up pretty early, but hey, who knows? It's the same for everyone. You just got to kind of make it work with your setup and your driving style, so really just keen to get out there and have a good nudge at it.
From Christchurch, we have Jacob Mitchell, the 3NZ. So I'm here with 3NZ Jacob Mitchell, all the way up from Coke and Woodford Glen down to Christchurch. Mate, you travelled 1,000 kilometres to be here. How are you feeling about the Dirt Cup tonight?
Yeah, we'll see how we go, I guess. New track, new drivers, another learning curve, I guess.
That's right. Now, the fans out there will be able to see your car. It's 3NZ, bright orange, white and black. It's a gorgeous machine. But we also have the current Dirt Cup champion, 71S, John Jackson. And I'm missing a name, Aaron. He is 11A. He's a legend. Who is he?
He is Jamie Fox. Now, he has won this thing 9 times so far, so he is going for the big 1-0. He's going to see if he can win it for a 10th.
Welcome again to your home track. You have won 9 titles. You're looking at your 10th tonight. What does it feel like? Is there any pressure?
Oh yeah, I suppose there is, but we've done this plenty of times, so we just need a bit of luck to go our way, and we should be all right.
But look, again, it is great to be back here in Auckland. It's our first time doing something at Waikaraka Park. It is great that we've got the Pits TV here helping us put this together, and of course Prestige Pools, Waikaraka Park for the invite. It's great to come along as a sponsor, and again, it's just good to see our friends from Auckland.
But sure, what do you want to talk about now, mate? Do you want to see some drivers, or?
Yeah, well, we can go and see some drivers, but just to explain to everyone at home the format tonight. So we got 3 groups, haven't we? And you're going to have to correct me if I'm wrong here, because you're a little bit more skilled up than me. So we got three groups that race over 3 heats, and then from there we head into a shootout for pole. The top 6, is that correct? Yeah, the top 6 go for pole position, and then from there it is the big one, the 30 lapper. So 30 laps of modified racing to finish off the night. It is going to be a banger. I am standing here at the legendary pit gate. So with Waikaraka Park, there is a pit entry. In fact, I'm going to help the cameraman there. Turn away for a minute because I'm not that athletic. Alright, so I'm actually on the track right now, so just having a little bit of a look. So you just seen where the cars come out onto the track, then they get out there, they get a whole heap of racing done, and then they exit from there, and that's what helps keep the show flowing and keep all the fans entertained and all of that sort of stuff. But just having a bit of a look at the track now, I was paying attention to Luke's comments when he was having a chat to Vince before about whether or not this thing is going to slick up. I can tell you it feels like it's got a reasonable amount of moisture sitting under it at the moment. Okay, so we are here, and it's not a very good news story, this one, unfortunately. We got Ryan Turner. Come down here, Ryan. Now, we're going to show you guys a little bit about what's happened, mate. You're already back on the trailer and we haven't started.
Yeah, started up before, just warming it up, and we heard a big clunk sort of thing when we turned it off, and found out the bottom pulley's gone, and it's just smashing against the front plate of the motor, so that's us for the night.
Yeah, well, that's not very ideal. So what we might do is, if you can just kind of jump up there, and we'll bring the cameraman in from this side here. And we actually show you guys what's going on. So so you look down the engine there. Show us a little bit about where we're at.
Yeah, so this part here, the balancer, is supposed to be nicely attached to the front pulley, but it's gone all the way back, and when you start the motor up, it just flops around and smashes the front of the motor, so we don't want to do that any more than what we can. So we'll park it up and watch all the other guys racing.
Yeah, that's an absolute shame, mate. I know what it takes to even get yourselves up here, and look, it's just not the summer for it, is it, mate?
No, definitely not. But we had a good run last weekend at Huntley, and last time we were here was a good run, and yeah, I guess it's just part of it, part of the motorsport. Sometimes it breaks, and then sometimes it's good to go.
Yep. So the story of motorsport, you win some and you lose some.
I am here with 5C Bailey Patterson. Now he is the second driver all the way from Christchurch who's made his way up. Bailey, how does it feel to be here at Waikaraka Park for the very first time?
Yeah, it was a long journey, but boys made it up, which was cool. So yeah, good to be here.
Excellent. Well, we love to have you here. You went out for some hot laps before because it's your first time here at Waikaraka Park. How's the car performing, and what are you thinking? How are you feeling in yourself about tonight's challenge?
Oh, tonight's challenge for me is just more learning, really. The car felt good. Tighten it up a wee bit for first heat, so see how that goes.
Now you say it's about learning tonight, but really what you mean is you want to go out there and grab that dirt cup, right?
Oh yeah, of course, that's, everyone wants that result, but only one driver can do it, but fingers crossed.
We are about to see the first modifieds come out for the first heat of the modified dirt cup here at Waikaraka Park Speedway.
Brilliant stuff from the guys at Garage 16 Media, bringing us this year's 2022 Dirt Cup. We'll go through the grids for you. 36H of Quigley will be off grid 1. The 37A of Mike Welch off grid number 2. 4H of Paul Hodson will go from grid number 3. 12S of Jason Kalin from grid 4. Current 3NZ of Jacob Mitchell from grid 5. The 5C of Bailey Patterson from grid 6. 193H Sid Ferguson from grid 7. 1NZ Luke Brown from grid number 8. 19A of Zane Cooper from grid 9. 78H of Mike Harrison to go from grid number 10, so that'll be vacant. 78S of Sean Blowman from grid 11, and the 17W of Jonas England from grid number 12. It's the 37A of Mike Welch on the outside, the 36H of Brad Quigley on the inside. Here we go, we are off and away. Heat number 1 for the Garage 16 Media Modified Dirt Cup. 1NZ Luke Brown early on to the outside line. Watch for our visitor from Christchurch, the 5C of Bailey Patterson, setting early pace early on. Absolutely hounding the two in front of him, trying to get past. He works the outside line, down into turns 1 and 2. Symmetry bend, we call it here at Waikaraka Park. He is absolutely flying. He checks by the 37 of Welch, moved into second position already. Meanwhile, the 36H of Quigley, he has already got off into a flyer. But this guy, the 5C of Bailey Patterson out of Christchurch, setting some fantastic pace early on, side by side with Quigley now, down through turns 1 and 2. But watch also for the 3NZ of Jacob Mitchell, absolutely flying on the outside as well. These two from Christchurch making absolute headroads at the moment. The 5C of Patterson, starting out of grid 6, has already made it off onto the race lead. Quigley just watches them fly by like freight trains at the moment. So it's the two lads from Christchurch, the 5C of Patterson and current 3NZ Jake Mitchell, who have checked off and checked out. They've come to Auckland to mean business for this one. Patterson and Welch doing the business at the moment for first and second. Go back through the field, and it will be current 1NZ Luke Brown, who was sitting in 7th position. The guys to catch. White flag flies, 1 to run. 460 metres round the pole line here at Waikato Park. And it is the 5 of Bailey Patterson and the 3 NZ of Mitchell who are off and away. They look like they're going to pretty much sit and take early race honours. The win will go to the 5 of Bailey Patterson. 3 NZ will come in second from Jacob Mitchell with the 12S of Kaylin for third from Quigley, and 193 of Sid Ferguson for your top 5. Luke Brown in 6th from the 4H of Paul Hodgson in 7th. Mike Harrison in the 78H in 8th from Bloman in the 78S for 9th. And around at your top 10, Michael Welch in the 37A for 10th from Cooper and Jonas England. Oh boy, dearie me. These two lads out of Christchurch, they have shown what it's going to take to top for the Dirt Cup. That is some fantastic early on pace set. So the 5C of Bailey Patterson setting the fastest lap of the race as well with a 14.887 lap time. So there we go, heat number 1. Action aplenty in that one. The racing was just absolutely hot. Fantastic stuff from the modifieds.
Yeah, thank you for that. I am here with the winner of the first heat of the Modified Dirt Cup, 5C, Bailey Patterson, all the way from Christchurch. It's your first time on this track. You didn't just win, mate. You were far out in front of all the locals. How do you feel about that?
Yeah, we definitely got the setup right for that race. The car was just on rails, so yeah, I could just put it anywhere I wanted, and it drove. So yeah, really happy with that one.
That was stunning to watch. Now, you started off in grid number 6 and you passed all those cars to make it to the first place. What was your thinking going through your mind? Because it's not an easy track to drive out there at the moment.
Yeah, I mean, I just got a great start, got up high and just got such a good run off. Then I thought, right, I'll just pick them off one by one, and it just came and yeah, just drove away really. So it was awesome.
Now, I think I overheard you saying just before that this is only your second ever win in a modified. Is that correct?
Yeah, second win. First one came at the opening at the Glen this season, so we've just been struggling a little bit this season with trying to get cars set up, but I think we finally nailed it, so yeah, really happy.
Well, yeah, I definitely think you've nailed it tonight, and starting off in grid number 5 beside you is your good mate Jacob Mitchell, 3NZ. How was that to hit the track there for your very first time beside him, and then seeing him right behind you there at the finish in front of everyone else?
Yeah, no, it was awesome. Once the lights went orange, Jacob came up beside me, and it was cool to see Jacob get second as well, so yeah, great showing for the South Island cars.
And right next to the 36H, this car is driven by Brad Quigley. Now, just to show you guys a little bit about what's up with these modifieds, so they run a V8 engine, okay, cast iron heads with maximum capacity of 406. Some of them run a little bit less than the 406, but for the most part, they try and get as much horsepower as they can. Some are in the sort of 600 horsepower, and these days some are even getting up to sort of the 700 horsepower mark. So now if we come around to the back of the car here, mate. Now, looking back on from the car, obviously these guys are going left. So on this side of the car, they've got a smaller diameter tyre on that side. And then on this side, there's a much bigger diameter tyre. So that just kind of helps them pull the car around the corners. But that's not all that helps pull the car around the corners. So it's a little bit hard for my cameraman to get right in there down the bottom. But a lot of the time for the brake on these cars, what it's about is applying the brake to help try and pull the car right round into the corner, which is something that takes quite a bit of time to get used to. And that's where the talent has to build over many seasons of racing before you kind of get up there and start charging along with the best.
Come over here, mate. As you'll see here, I've got a wing. It's a bit damaged. Means it can only be belonging to one man who drives just as hard as any of them, if not harder. The man unfortunately can't be here tonight, 119H, former 1NZ, Brad Lane.
Brad the Dirt Cup?
That's right, and obviously he couldn't be here, but his wing can, so just want to ask the wing a few questions.
Okay, so, How do you feel about the track tonight?
Oh yeah, nah, the track's going to be pretty good. It's going to either be one lane or two lanes. It's going to be either slick or it's going to be loose.
Because I'm not too sure what else to say to Just a Wing, but thanks very much for your contribution.
Well, it was very nice of you to have a chat to me, the wing, for Brad Lane. Yep, that was Brad Lane's wing.
That was his idea.
That was, sorry, I apologise, that wasn't my idea.
We are here with the legend of modified racing. We've got Roger Bertram here for the Dirt Cup.
Yeah, good to be here, and it's been a long time, but it's nice to be here. Got a few engines running and make a bit of a presentation if it works out later in the evening.
Yeah, that's right. We're gonna have Roger out to the middle once all these guys are finished battling hard out on the track. We're gonna get this legend of the sport out there to hand out a few trophies. Now, we were just having a quick discussion off camera, just the small matter of 10 New Zealand titles, mate.
Yeah, well, it was a long haul, really. It was made up over 20 years of racing, so huge amount of effort, and raced under a number of different associations over that time, including the CDRA right at the end. So it was a lot of fun, massive effort, had a huge amount of help from companies and individuals and family as well, obviously, and you just can't do this for that long without having a lot of assistance.
Absolutely, and look, we've been spending a little bit of time with one of your great rivals, the Murray Gorge, and you guys have had some absolute ripper of battles over the years. And one thing that we notice with Murray is that he might be retired, but everything he touches, he's still got to soup up, whether it's his tractor or his four-wheel. Are you a little bit the same?
I probably am a bit with the engine thing. I build quite a few competition engines, and there's a few running here tonight. I build saloon car motors and various other speedway engine configurations as well. But yeah, Murray was he was the ultimate competitor, be it on the track or in his garage or whatever Murray was doing. He was absolutely determined to get a result, and probably one of the toughest guys I race against. And obviously he didn't run the sprint car division, but when he came to the modifieds, man, I had my work cut out, and the results showed that. After he arrived in the sport, it was pretty difficult for me to get easy results, that's for sure.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. Now, speaking of easy results, now we have got 18 cars here tonight. It'd be great to have a lot more, but we've got a really quality field. Have you got any favourites on your mind?
Well, you probably have to say that Jamie Foxx would be the favourite. I think he's won 8 or 9 of these things. I think I won 3 or 4 maybe. It's a long time ago, but Jamie has had this thing tied up for some time now. Does a great job. He's obviously got experience. He's got guys around him that know what to do, and it's a 30-lap race. We don't run that many of them. So, he knows what setup's needed for the last 10, and as they say, last lap counts, and he's been there a lot of times for that.
Yeah, absolutely. So, look, it's going to be a great night. We might catch you again in the pits as we walk through during the night. If not, we will see you out in the middle later for the trophies, and thanks for taking the time to have a chat with us.
Yeah, no trouble. I just like to say all the best to competitors that are here tonight. Hope everyone has a good run through to the end of the 30. Cheers.
So the grids again for heat number 2. 11A, Jamie Foxx will go off grid number 1. 78S of Sean Bloman from grid 2. 63, Daniel Crump out of grid number 3. 19A, Zane Cooper from grid 4. The 21S of Newton Gorge out of Stratford from grid number 5. Sid Ferguson in the 193H from grid 6. Leave grid 7 blank. That was meant to be the 46 of Turner. The 3NZ of Jacob Mitchell from grid number 8. 78A, Ray Chatfield out of grid 9. Paul Hodson in the 4H will go from grid 10. Jackson, the current Dirt Cup champion, the 71S from grid 11. And the 36H of Quigley off grid number 12. For heat number 2 for the Garage 16 Media Dirt Cup. Fox and Bloman off the front. Bloman gets a good start, as too does Fox, but Fox is going to have to settle for second down into 1 and 2. Ferguson gets a little wide. He gets a little push out there, but he keeps it going. Oh, the 3NZ of Jacob Mitchell, so one of the early runners, has got issues on this one. He's pulled it off onto the grass, so time is changing. But the 78S of Bloman has pulled off and out to an early race lead. Fox, though, the 11A, not letting him get away. He is trying to hold intact of him. Ferguson and the 63 of Crump side by side, nearly 103. Sid Ferguson all over the back of Crump at the moment. Meanwhile, this guy sitting in 5th spot at the moment has made great grounds early on. 71S, John Jackson, the current champion, working his way through the pack. So it is Fox who is now trying to just pull in the 78S of Bloman from Stratford. Daniel Crump sits in 3rd in the 63 from Ferguson, and John Jacko in your 5th position. Then go back to the 21S of Newton Gorge from the 4 of Paul Hodson. Then Chatfield to round out your top 7. So these two early on, the 78S of Bloman and the 11 of Fox. They're getting a little bit of breathing space between them. Oh, we're going to pile up down into turns 1 and 2. It looks like the 70... Oh, it's our national current Dirt Cup champion as well. The 71S of John Jackson. Quite bad damage on the 21S of Newton Gorge as well. 193, Sid Ferguson. He has got problems there. Yeah, John Jackson as well, of course. You can see that front right has just absolutely collapsed. And Newton Gorge as well. So the 63 of Crump gets a little bit crisscrossed down through 1 and 2. And then at the same time you had Ferguson and Jackson battling side by side. Righto, where the lights are out, we're going to get ready for a restart. Bloman with the run down the front straight. Fox, what can he do? The 11. 4 of Paul Hodson, going to try and see what he can do to get around the 11 of Jamie Fox as well. Can't quite do anything yet. Ray Chatfield on the 78 there in 4th at the moment. And the 36 of Quigley. So down into 1 and 2, the top 5 run. Bloman now putting a little bit of breathing space between himself and Jamie Fox in the 11 CSL containers machine. Then go back to the 4 of Hodson. That's your top 3 at the moment. Down through turns 3 and 4. The sun's starting to set behind them. That is going to play a little bit of havoc for this next race. But it's white flag, and it's for the 78 of Bloman out of Stratford. Down the back straight they run. We've lost the 78 of Chatfield for the infield, so problems for him too. But this man out of Stratford kept his nose nice and clear. He will pick up the win for Heat 1, the 78S of Sean Bloman from the 11 of Fox, the 4 of Hodson, and the 36 of Quigley for your finishes. So, well, plenty of action packed in that race there. The 78S of Bloman picking up the win from the 11 of Fox and the 4 of Hodgson. Brad Quigley home in 4th. They have roughly got 2 races to get their cars fixed to be back out on track again. So it's going to be all hands on deck. But put your hands together for this man, the 78S of Sean Bloman out of Stratford, picking up heat number 2 for the Modified Dirt Cup.
You got a number 1 in your heat. How you feeling?
Yeah, really good. Trey, the boys got the setup awesome. Track's changing so much, especially from the first one. It's come back, so the track's really good at the moment. But man, it's going to be hard. Just the track is changing so much.
Absolutely. So obviously a big one for the final, the big 30 lapper. But so is there a little bit on the inside and on the outside with the track?
In that race there was. It wasn't too bad all over. It was starting to get a little bit slick down on the pole line, but we just had to keep moving further out, and there was still plenty of drive there.
All right, I'm here, 3NZ, Jacob Mitchell. Jacob, right after the start there, you had to pull infield. Can you tell us briefly what happened?
Well, basically, just cars in front of me went, so I went too, and then they all checked up, and I just went into the back of Paul Sid, and then, yeah.
It's absolutely heartbreaking because you came second in the first heat. How do you feel about your car at the moment? Do you know what's happened?
It just looks like a bent axle. We've got a spare one, so hopefully we can just chuck that in, and away we go.
Okay, I'm here with the 193H Sid Ferguson. Not the result you wanted in the last heat, mate, and I noticed Jacob Mitchell came up and gave you a wee bit of an apology.
Hey, yeah, it's not really what we were looking for in our second heat, but hopefully we still bank some decent points somewhere along the line, and hopefully it's, you know, anything can happen in the 30-lap race. So we've been here before, and yeah, I mean, it's a long race, anything can happen. We'll be giving it our best shot from wherever we start.
I'm here in front of 71S John Jackson. As you saw, he's in the green machine. Not a great race for him. If you just have a look down here, we can see the front end is completely sheared off. Now, that's not supposed to do that. That takes quite a bit of power. And if you have a look over on this one here, that's the other end. Not great. Not great at all. All right, Jacko, can you just briefly summarise for me? I know you're busy. What happened there?
Oh, I have no idea. Car spun out in front of me. There was shit everywhere, and I had nowhere to go, mate. So
what do you think this does for your chances tonight? Are you still trying to go for that Dirt Cup?
yeah, it ain't over till it's over. Murray Gorge won it from the back. He's the master.
I'm on a pretty famous piece of kit here, and I'll just get you to wait there for just for a second, mate. Just for a second. Now this weighbridge here, what it's done is it's seen many a champion come across, because what they do is they generally weigh these cars for New Zealand titles and stuff before they actually confirm that someone is a champion. So you just imagine, out of all the years that Waikaraka Park's been here, how many absolute champions have been on this weighbridge. Now I've had a bit of a jump on the weighbridge myself today just to make sure I'm in trim, and I'm a little bit disappointed I'm pushing the 70 kilo mark. So I thought I'd bring my mate in here, Vince.
Yeah.
And see how. See, now it's gone very lopsided all of a sudden.
Wow, that's pretty low, mate. Because I was looking at the readings before when it was just you, and I've got to say, if you were a modified, you'd be disqualified for being too heavy.
Oh, does it help if I stand on one leg?
And that's not how gravity works.
Oh, damn.
Yeah, but we'll get you there one day.
Yeah.
But just so the fans know, this was Aaron's idea.
Yeah, okay, well, we'll let him own the Brad idea, but look, to be honest, all jokes aside, standing on a weighbridge that's had many champions come across it, it's not something that we need to do tonight for the Dirt Cup. That'll be just decided out in the track by the SNZ referees and the track officials here, but we just thought it'd be cool to come across here and show you guys a little bit about what happens in the middle of the pits.
The modifieds are coming out for the last heat of the evening. This is going to decide who's in the top 6, but we've got a pretty awesome field. As you can see now on the field is 12S Jason Callan. John Jackson has made it out after that horrible last heat. He's managed to repair his car. Another big one to watch is the yellow machine coming out now, the 1NZ, Luke Brown and Jamie Foxx, the 9-time winner. Can he make it 10 tonight?
Brilliant stuff there. Righto, we're going to get ready to go with heat number 3 for the modifieds. 17W Jonas England will go off grid number 1. Grid 2, the 71S John Jackson. 78H of Harrison out of Huntley will go off grid 3 with the 78A Ray Chatfield from grid 4. Grid 5, current 1NZ of Luke Brown. Grid 6 was meant to be the 46 of Ryan Turner, but he's of course out. 5C, Bailey Patterson will go from grid 7. Newton Gorge out of Stratford from grid 8. The 12S of Jason Callan will go from grid 9. Daniel Crumper, the 63, off grid 10. Michael Welch, the 37A from grid 11, with the current 11A, Jamie Foxx, on grid number 12. So we're getting set and ready to go for the third heat. This to determine the top 6 to go through to that pole shuffle. Just to crunch any last minute points you can bag. We're off and away at the start. It will be John Jackson, the current champion, down onto turns 1 and 2. But Jonas England is going to give him a fight and going to give him no way about it. Jackson will be a little bit cautious after that first heat, but he knows he needs to bag as many points. In fact, get the win if he can. The 78 car there of Harrison slipping back a little bit. Watch for the current 1Z of Luke Brown, sitting in 4th at the moment, trying to push his way through. The 5 of Bailey Patterson, currently sitting there in the 6th position. Jamie Foxx is going to get on the inside of him. So Patterson with a little slightly off this one, you can say, but time will only tell. It's early days. Battling now alongside Newton Gorge in the 21S machine. but go to the leaders out front. The 17W, Jonas England, out of Wellington. He currently leads it over the 71 of Jacko and the 78 of Bloman. Then go back to the 1NZ of Luke Brown from the 12S of Jason Kalin. Out of Stratford, that is your top 5 from Fox. The 5C of Patterson, the 21 of Gorge, then Chatfield and the 37. Not quite the time yet at the moment for current 1NZ. Luke Brown trying to make that pass through. Then again, he's having another sniff down through turns 1 and 2. He is absolutely all over the back end of the 78 of Harrison at the moment. Down the front straight they fly. Race lead of the 17W out of Wellington. Jonas England over the 71S of John Jackson and the 78 out of Huntley. Mike Harrison still the 1NZ of Luke Brown in 4th at the moment from the 12S of Caleb. And we're going to go yellow. That's for one that's gone up and over. On the back straight. Newton Gorge. And it's for the 21S of Newton Gorge. So it's a safety thing. Of course, they are cool to look at, but unfortunately for safety reasons, so kids do move away from there. Those assembling on the back straight of Mike Harrison out of Huntley. And we are green for a restart for the third heat for the Garage 16 Modified Dirt Cup. Bailey Patterson there now trying to work her way around Fox in the 11A. He's in a battle with Chatfield at the moment. Up the other end of the field though, it is still England and Jacko and the 71 machine going side by side. Jacko trying to have a sniff up the inside of England at the moment, can't quite do so. He'll try and have a look outside. Jacko with the fastest lap of the race as well, a 15.4. Down the front straight they scream. Jacko and England, the 17W and the 71S. 1NZ of Luke Brown holding on to third spot at the moment with the 12S of Caleb for 4th and the 78 of Bloman still in there. Meanwhile, Foxy and Bailey Patterson are going to run side by side. Patterson getting hold off by Foxy at the moment. White flag flies. It is going to be checkered this time around, and it looks like it's going to be a side by side sprint. What? Jackson and England. Fingernail stuff in it. That was an absolute finish and a half. Jacko tried to make a last-ditch screen pass around the outside on the exit of 3 and 4. Could not get it done. So Jacko will have to finish in second. He'll have to take second place. Jonas England, the 17W, taking the win. Luke Brown for third in the 1NZ from Kalen and the 12S in 4th. Mike Harrison will come in with a great drive in 5th from Jamie Fox in the 11A for 6th. Then go back to Patterson in the 5C. Ray Chatfield, 78A in 8th, with Michael Welch, 37A in 9th for your finishers. And of course, Newton Gorge, unfortunately, with that DNF. 4 South Island winners have won this in the past. Will we have another one tonight? They are certainly up here showing that they can do so. Of course, 14 times we have had an Auckland car win it. But we've now done the qualifying races. We're going to move into that top 6 shuffle. We'll give you those 6 cars as soon as the points are all accumulated and confirmed to set the 6 grids and then move into that Garage 16 Modified Dirt Cup event number 17 on your program. 30 laps the race distance.
Okay, Jonas England, mate, that was one heck of a race. Holding off the previous winner of the Dirt Cup from last year. You must be happy with that, mate.
Yeah, stoked to come away off the win. Kind of had to do something from grid 1, didn't want to lose spots, so the only way to start up the front is finish up the front where you can, so yeah.
Jason Kalin and Mandy Kalin down here, so these guys have come all the way from Stratford. Jason, you're obviously doing the racing, but you play a pretty important role in the Stratford there as the rep.
Yeah, I do, yep.
Absolutely, and for you getting out there tonight, how are you finding things?
Yeah, first heat was a bit rubbish, to tell you the truth, but yeah, we still come up, and then in that last race, the car was better, way better, so I think, yeah, we just keep on progressing forward. I think we should be in a shuffle, so just see how we go.
Excellent. And Mandy, have we got anything exciting coming up to look forward to for the season there at your track at Stratford?
Yeah, 29th of January, we've got Field Talk of the Mountain. Yeah, so it's going to be cool.
Excellent. Thanks for taking the time and all the best for the rest of your night.
Cheers, guys.
All right, I'm here with 21S Newton Gorge. He is hurriedly trying to get his car ready for the feature final. As you will have seen during the last modified race, he rolled it spectacularly. He looks like he's okay, but man, he is one busy guy. So I'm going to try and fit in 1 or 2 questions when he's available, but I'm going to wait until he comes out of the wheel well. Newton, can you tell us what happened there?
I don't really know.
Just a bit too fast, was it?
No. I think I was getting loose, and then it got looser in a bit, and it just chucked me in.
Lovely. And can you just tell us what sort of damage is there on the car at the moment?
A lot of suspension arms, a front axle, and wing, obviously. But yeah, it's not that bad, but it's just enough to be. I don't think I've got enough spares here.
No worries. And one last question. Do you reckon you're going to get it out by the feature final?
We might try. We'll just see it. I'm going to see how bad it is.
Awesome. I appreciate that, Newton.
All right, we're up in the grandstand. We're having a bit of a look. Everyone's getting ready straight into this pole shuffle at the moment. We've got Luke Brown and Brad Quigley out there, but I'm not too sure who's going to win, actually. So what I think I might do, mate, let's go and have a chat to this educated crowd here. Who do you reckon's going to win?
Luke Brown.
Well, there's one for Luke Brown. Who do you reckon's going to win, mate?
Jamie Fox.
Oh, there's one for Jamie Fox here. You got a winner in mind, mate?
Luke Brown.
Oh, it's all for the Aucklanders right now. We're going to cruise right around here. Have a bit of a look. Who's going to win?
Jamie Fox.
Oh, there's another one for Jamie Fox.
Once we got confirmation from the winner of the shuffle what grid they want, we'll give you the whole field. Well, we're getting set, ready to go. Quigley and Brown. The chalk line gets laid. These two guys focused like anything. They want to advance on as a fair start down into turns 1 and 2. The 1NZ machine of Brown gets the jump and he sets off to take the lead. Down the back straight they fly. Luke Brown and Brad Quigley in the 36 machine. Quigley, has he got anything left to catch a flying 1NZ of Luke Brown? White flag flies. There's one to run. It all looks to be Luke Brown at the moment. Oh, Quigley gets it spun up down in turns 1 and 2. He's going to say, that's me, that's done, I'll take grid 6. So Luke Brown will advance on. So Brad Quigley will go from grid number 6. Next out on track will be the 17W of Jonas England. He takes the outside line. And we get set, we're off and away. Was it a fair start? Are they going to let them go? Yes, they do. Brown gets the jump. Sticks it down low, just trying to keep the 17W of Jonas England out of a sniff. So Brown looks like he's going to possibly pick up this one too. Down to the line, they get the white flag. The 1NZ of Luke Brown in control at the moment. Jonas England in the 17W machine. Has he got anything left for Luke Brown in the 1NZ? Doesn't quite look so. So Luke Brown will advance on to take another shuffle. Jonas England in the 17W will go from grid number 5. So Luke Brown up to already at least 4th position. Right, this is going to be a goodie. Jamie Fox, the 11. Luke Brown, the 1NZ. Fox on the outside. We're going away. Fox going for title number 10. Pulls it up down into turns 1 and 2. Just sitting in behind Brown at the moment in the 1NZ. Down through turns 3 and 4 they go. White flag will fly this time for the 1NZ of Luke Brown. He's got a couple of car lengths between himself and Fox at the moment. Has Fox got anything left in the tank? Will he go off grid number 4? This will tell. Down through turns 3 and 4. Gives it every last ounce of effort. Not this time. Luke Brown will advance on for another shuffle. Fox will go out of grid position number 4. Next on track, one of our mainlanders, the 5C of Bailey Patterson. He again as well goes for the outside. So Luke Brown, the big move at the moment. We're off and away. Brown down into turns 1 and 2, gets the jump. What has Bailey Patterson in the 5C machine got? He's sniffing all over the back of Brown at the moment. Down the back straight they fly. Brown has got this in control, the 1NZ machine. Down the front straight they go. Just sitting at nice and low at the moment. They get the white flag with 1 to run. So it's still the 1NZ of Luke Brown holding off the 5C of Bailey Patterson here at the moment. But it's going to be down through turns 3 and 4 onto the front straight. And again, this guy at the moment dominating the pole shuffle. Luke Brown will advance. Bailey Patterson in the 5C. He will go from position number 3. Right, it's the 12S of Kalen. On track now with Luke Brown, this to determine the front row. It is 1NZ and the 12S of Kalen. Oh, they touch wheels down through turns 1 and 2. Down the back straight they scramble. Patterson, 12S of Kalen, has he got anything left to throw at the 1NZ of Luke Brown? The white flag flies. What has the 1NZ of Luke Brown got left? He knows he's got the white flag, less than 460 metres to run. Through turns 3 and 4. He is going to come out victor in the shuffle. Kalen throws every last ditch effort at it. He won't quite get there. So it's going to be the 1NZ of Luke Brown that will take the shuffle. Of course, Brown with winning that will determine whether he wants to go from grid 1 or grid 2.
Well, I've got a bit of a surprise for you, Hans. I'm not pit side. I'm actually up in the VIP club room area looking at this beautiful view, but I thought I might just have a chat to some of the people up here. So these people behind me don't realise I'm about to turn and talk to them. How's your evening going, ladies?
Fabulous.
Fabulous?
First time back at the stock cars for 40 years.
40 years?
Yeah, I'm not saying how old I am.
And what did you used to do 40 years ago when you were a regular?
Oh, it was actually not here. It was Forest Hill, Hamilton.
Hamilton.
Yeah, I know.
Hamilton. That's fine. That's fine. And whereabouts? Who are you supporting tonight? Anyone in particular?
I can tell you a story. My dad is a lifetime member here, and this is my mum, and we've come back since Dad has died a few years back. So my father, my brother, and I've been raised here since I was 8 years old on race cars.
Oh, that's absolutely magical, and I'm sorry to hear for your loss. And what sort of what class did he race?
He was Super Saloon.
Lovely. And what was his name?
Ron Billette.
Ron Billette, excellent. And does it bring back a few memories being here? And are you enjoying yourself?
I love it. I'm coming back again. They're going to bring me. I love it.
Oh, excellent. That's awesome. So you're not going to go out on one though, are you?
Not going to go what? No, not going to go and drive one. I wish.
We could arrange. I'm sure. Thanks so much for talking to us. I really appreciate that. It's awesome.
Yeah, I am up here at the VIP area, and I just want to let everyone know that Speedway, you come and sit in the crowds and that, but if you've got a business that wants to be involved in Speedway, that wants to come along and sponsor something, then generally it comes with kind of like a VIP package. And they know how to look after you here at Prestige Pools, Waikaraka Park. I'm just going to show you something. Check out that. This is our first time sponsoring an event. We've got cool posters. They treat us good. We can have a nice, quiet drink after the race and enjoy the celebrations.
Awesome. I'm here in front of 1NZ, Luke Brown. Luke, are you free, mate? I think he's a bit busy at the moment. The reason he's busy is he won the pole shuffle. He started off in 6th place. He won the first race, the second, the third, the fourth, the fifth, and he is starting off pole position. So you're starting off pole position. How are you feeling about that? The big marathon coming up.
Yeah, didn't have the best kind of heat races, so slipped into the pole shuffle in 6th there, and yeah, just had a couple of good runs during the shuffle and managed to sneak through the front. So pretty happy. Start off front row, and then, but yeah, like 30 laps is a long time. Guys will have different setup strategies, and some guys really come on at the end and stuff. So it'll be a good battle. Hopefully we can kind of stay around the pointy area, but yeah, we'll see how we go after 30 laps.
And winning those pole shuffle races, all 5 of them, it's got to feel good, right?
Yes, it's pretty weird feeling, and like we didn't have any downtime. Like I just finished one, and then the lights are off for the next one, and you're trying to pump the brakes and make sure everything's still all good, and then next thing you're away. So it was kind of just hang on and hope for the best. But no, it worked well, and I'm pretty happy with that.
That's great. Thanks very much, Luke. That's 1NZ Luke Brown about to do the 30-lap feature final, the Garage 16 Dirt Cup here at Waikaraka Park. Can't wait. Thanks very much, mate.
Sweet. Cheers, bro.
Also, don't forget to give a huge round of applause. No, this doesn't really apply to you. No, do it at home too. Aaron Lewis and the Garage 16 Ute here too. The naming rights sponsor of this event. We've been working hard to promote this, and we've been loving every minute of it. So that's him, Newton Gorge 21S. He has made it out, can you believe it? After the trouble he had, he's starting off grid number 14. 193H Sid Ferguson, but how about this? 3NZ is here, and he is going off 11th grid, and the 1NZ in the yellow pulling onto the track now. It's going to be so exciting. 17W Jonas England. It's going to be fantastic. Rolling out now, you can see the dust flying. The excitement is building, and we have a little stall in the pit lane here. No, he's up and running. Zane Cooper. Get out there, Zane. Get out there. There you go, mate. Well done. 78S. Sean Bloman entering the track right now from Stratford. Another great 11A. Jamie Fox is coming out. Now, can we give it up for Jamie Fox? 9-time champion of this cup. One to watch, but the current title holder, 71S, John Jackson, Jacko from Stratford in the bright green, about to come out on the track right behind one of the tow trucks. There you are. That is the field of modifieds tonight. I need a little bit of a break before this race gets started because I'm exhausted. Throw it back up to you, Hans.
Brilliant stuff. Yeah, it's going to be an absolute method marathon for the Garage 16 Modified Dirt Cup. The grids as follows. Luke Brown from grid number 1. Jason Kalen will go from grid number 2. On the second row, Bailey Patterson out of grid number 3. Jamie Fox looking for Dirt Cup number 10 off grid 4. Grid 5 is the 17W of Jonas England with Brad Quigley in grid 6. Jacko, the current defending Modified Dirt Cup champion from grid 7 in the 71S. Sean Bloman in the 78S off grid 8. The 4H of Paul Hodson will go from grid 9 with the 193H of Sid Ferguson off grid 10. 3NZ of Jacob Mitchell go from grid 11 with the 78A of Ray Chatfield from grid 12. 78H Mike Harrison will go from grid 13. The 21S Newton Gorge off grid 14. Daniel Crump in the 63A will go from grid 15, and the 37A of Mike Welch will go from grid 16. Grid 17 is the 19 of Zane Cooper, and the 46H of Ryan Turner will round out the field from grid 18. Those are your grids for the Garage 16 Modified Dirt Cup. 30 laps, winner takes all.
Is go, and we're off. Kalen, the 12S car, he gets the early lead. Oh, we're going to go yellow. They're not happy. They are not happy. It looked as though Kalen was slightly in front on the start. And the 78. We are lights out. We are set for a restart for the Garage 16 Modified Dirt Cup here at Prestige Pools, Waikaraka Speedway. And it is go. And that looked like a much better start from Brown and the 12S machine down into turns 1 and 2. Oh, we've already got a couple making contact. The 36 of Quigley falls a couple of cars back after touching wheels of another car. Lap 1 down. It is the 1NZ of Luke Brown leading it, as we've got the 78S of Bloman off into the infield. So action happening aplenty here on this one at Prestige Pools, Waikaraka Speedway for the Garage 16 Dirt Cup. Luke Brown just setting off in a nice little early lead at the moment.
Kalen just sitting in behind with the 11 of Jamie Fox running in top 3. John Jackson already up into 4th position. Started from 7th. He's already made a couple of spots early on in this race. 5C of Bailey Patterson from Christchurch. What has he got in the tank? These guys just in the jogging stations of a marathon at the moment, you can say. Later on they'll start to get in the sprints and try and reel in the opposition or pull away. Top 3 at the moment: Brown, Kalen, Fox, Jackson sitting just outside of that top 3 and 4th, from Patterson in 5th. Those are your top 5 runners. Then go back to the 17W of Jonas England and the 3NZ of Jacob Mitchell. This for the Garage 16 a modified dirt cup. Very, very soon the 1NZ of Luke Brown is going to start to come up in lap traffic. We go yellow. It'll be for the 193 of Sid Ferguson on the back straight. Was running in mid-pack at the time. Finish off a good night from what was an absolute terrible start to get into the top 5, if not on a podium. But we are going, we'll know in 25 laps time as they set sail again here at Prestige Pools Waikaremoana Speedway for the Garage 16 Modified Dirt Cup. And it will be Luke Brown who takes it from the restart and sets off again. He will get in a fine little groove and set off sailing, trying to just keep enough space between himself and a hard-charging 12S of Jason Kalen. Meanwhile, still trying to catch up, and inside is the 11 of Fox, as to the 71S of Jacko and Peterson for your top 5. So John Jackson, the man who crashed out earlier on in that second heat race, he is trying to do the business here and get onto a podium. Can he do so? Time will tell. Our visitor from Christchurch, the 5C of Bailey Patterson, trying to reel him in at the same time and fend off a hard-charging 17W of Jonas England. Just in behind England and Patterson is the current 3NZ of Jacob Mitchell. Meanwhile, current 1NZ, Luke Brown, off out in front in this one. Oh, we've got one up the wall. It's the 17W of Jonas England. Rides the wall. He is going to bring on the yellow. 21 left to run. The 17W Jonas England done some hefty damage to the front right hand side of that car, so he'll be another casualty and retiree from this one. As we get set and sailing for the Garage 16 Modified Dirt Cup. This, of course, the 29th running. And it's Luke Brown at the moment who looks to be taking the spoils early on. We still have multiple laps left to go, 22 in fact. And it's the 1NZ of Brown who's holding on to it at the moment. Second spot, Kalen in the 12S as we go yellow again, and this time for the 78H of Mike Harrison. Spun it around down in turns 3 and 4. So the 78 car of Harrison gets it spun up all on his own down in turns 3 and 4, just simply overdrove it and he set it in. He can restart though, so he starts off the back. Well, we get green and we go. 22 laps of the Garage 16 Modified Dirt Cup feature, left to run. John Jackson looking for a snuff down the inside of Fox. He gets it done. Jacko into third spot now. Harrison in the 5C trying to do the same thing. Patterson it is in fact. So Fox has unfortunately lost the spot. He is just trying to hold off now, trying to hold on to get himself onto the podium, if not get win number 10. He is working hard for it. Meanwhile, Luke Brown is just sitting out in front, cruising around. 12S, Jason Kalen doing what he can to hold on for a podium, but also reeling Luke Brown. As this man, John Jacko Jackson, is holding on for a podium at the moment. Fastest lap of the race. Luke Brown, the 1NZ, with the 15.31 lap time. Foxy trying to work back to try and replenish that third spot that he lost to the 71S of Jackson. Jackson, of course, the current Dirt Cup champion, doing what he can to try and get himself up 2 more steps and into the race lead. Jamie Foxo not letting him have a bar of it. He is trying to reel him in and hold on to him. The man in the 11 and the 71S. That's the battle at the moment.
5C of Bailey Patterson trying to work his way up pack as well. He is trying to clinch up to this little cluster at the moment. The 11 of Fox, the 71 of Jackson, and also the current 3NZ. Foxy will know that he is now there and trying to hold him in. Meanwhile, Luke Brown is going to very shortly set sights on lap traffic. Kalen sitting a couple of car lengths back from the 1NZ of Brown. He's sitting between him, Jacko, and current race leader Luke Brown, who has worked his way to mid-straight. Fox and Jacko, they battle side by side with 3NZ of Jacob Mitchell in the picture too. That is the battle for 4th, 5th and 6th. But race leader 1NZ Luke Brown with 14 laps left to run. So we have just crossed the halfway stage of the Garage 16 Modified Dirt Cup. Luke Brown, the race leader, has got lap traffic in sight. Can he work his way through it? Oh, Quigley with problems. The front end of Brad Quigley, or the wing we should say, has come down and absolutely covered all sight. That is giving Quigley nowhere to go to see. So he has lost complete vision. He'll just be staring at the base of a wing. So this is really going to cluster them all back in. The lights are out. We're set for a restart. We're just over halfway. 14 laps left to run for the 2022 Garage 16 Modified Dirt Cup. And it's Luke Brown who leads us away. Jason Kalen trying to do all he can just to stay low and try and get a sniff on the inside of Luke Brown. He knows Luke will be very quick and want to get away early. He's got to follow suit and hold him in sight, as he knows well Fox and Jackson are going to try and get through and slip up the inside of them. Jackson and Fox, they're in their own battle at the moment. Go further back through the field, and it's current 3NZ of Jake Mitchell sitting in 5th position from the 4H of Hodson and the 5C of Bailey Patterson. Newton Gorge working his way up through the field as well with the 78S of Sean Bloman, as the black rubber just starts to slicken off the track very, very slightly. Set on the exits of 3 and 4 and on the front straight. And we go yellow again, and this time going to be down in turns 3 and 4. And it's for the 78S of Sean Bloman. Well, like all sport, there's always questions and various views. Views are plenty. So it just shows again the 5C of Patterson has got slightly wide. That caused Bloman to go on the side, and they clipped wheels. Now it could actually be that mechanically Bloman doesn't feel happy with the car and decided he doesn't want to risk it or do any further damage, and therefore has parked it. Well, we get set and ready to go for a restart for the Garage 16 Modified Dirt Cup. We've got 11 laps left to run. It is the 1NZ of Luke Brown who is leading it. He has got a hard charging 12S of Kalen sitting in behind. Foxy in 3rd at the moment as well. What has he got left in the tank? Can he get past these two and claim the elusive number 10 Dirt Cup? We will know very, very soon. Luke Brown holding on with that race lead. Look further back for the 3NZ of Jacob Mitchell trying to work his way around the 71S of Jacko. 4H Paul Hodson just in there if one of these guys make a mistake to try and pounce. Luke Brown, again, like he's been doing all this race, just sets himself off and sets a gap between him and the 12S of Caleb. Foxy, the 11A machine, the CSL container sponsored car. What has he got just to hold these two in and try and get on to that top step? Because he knows here comes the 3NZ of Jacob Mitchell trying to pull him in too. Mitchell now gets around the 71S of John Jackson. So Mitchell into 4th spot now. Jacko, what can he do to fight back and get that spot back and push further on? But still, it's this man, Luke. Oh, we're going to tangle it. We're going to tangle up down into turns 3 and 4. The 4H of Hodgson makes contact with the rear end of Jackson, Jacko, and the 3NZ machine.
So Hodgson gets it tangled into the side of John Jackson. That gives nowhere for the 21S. Hodgson was the cause, and he goes to the rear, and Jacko can restart again where he is. Time, we'll see that very shortly, we'll know. Jacko is, of course, asking the question. So Luke Brown, the 1NZ, multiple times across this race, he has managed to pull away after every restart. Can he do it once more? 12S of Kalen, is this his chance to make the pass? Foxy in the 11A, currently sitting in third. Can he get through, get past these two, and claim his 10th Dirt Cup? Is this his chance? Our visitor from the South Island sits in fourth. Jacob Mitchell in the 3NZ machine. As we set off and sail again for the Garage 16 Modified Dirt Cup with 8 laps left to run. Brown again in the 1NZ machine. He has done it again, pulling off and away, setting space between himself and second place, the 12S of Jason Kalen. He has been an absolute specialist at doing it. Conserving is going to be the key now, as we're going to pile up down into turns 1 and 2. Gorge is involved. Both the 78 of Harrison and Chatfield are too. Mike Harrison in the 78H, Ray Chatfield in the 78A. Fortunately, looks as though damage on the 278 cars could be terminal, and that's going to cost them. Newton Gorge's car there too looks rather second-hand, a lot of panel damage. He has had an absolute rough night. Of course, these cars know that there is not many left to run, hence why they are bringing them to a stop to conserve them, but the track blocking up is too. But they know now conserve is key. So we're going to get these cars rolling again, get them back into formation for a restart. Restart, well, you tell me what the number is, I've certainly lost count, but these guys know they are at the business end and anything can happen from here. This, of course, the 29th running of the Modified Dirt Cup. It is brought tonight to us by Garage 16. Big thanks to Aaron and Vince joining us as part of the team tonight as well. As lights are out, we're getting ready for a start. 7 laps left to run for the 2022 Garage 16 Modified Dirt Cup. Oh, Jacko and the 3NZ of Mitchell battling it early on. Jacko trying to find a way down early to make the pass on the 3NZ of Mitchell. But this man again, he has checked off and checked out. The 1NZ of Luke Brown putting good space between himself and second spot, the 12S of Cullen. And we go yellows again. And it'll be this time for the 78S of Bloman. So at this rate, we're going 2 laps in an interval, 2 laps in an interval. These guys up front will be starting to get frustrated. They know that there's now the business end with 6 left to run. As we get going with a restart, off and down into turns at 1 and 2. Luke Brown leads us away from Kalen and Fox. And what has Fox got left to try and catch up to these two in front? What has Luke Brown got left to keep pulled away from the rest of the field? He's got to keep it clinical now. This is the sprint stage of the marathon. Kalen and Brown pulling away. We lose the 11 of Jamie Fox and the 3NZ as well. So Foxy and Jake Mitchell both off onto the infield. So that's now put John Jackson and the 71S onto the podium and given Hodgson and the 4H a chance of making it on. It'll be 3 laps left to go next time around. 1NZ of Luke Brown. What has he got left to claim his first elusive Dirt Cup win? 12S of Kalen. What can he do to try and reel in Luke Brown left to run? 6 cars left running on the track. Luke Brown with only a handful of laps left to run. Less than a handful in fact. 12S of Kalen. Oh, Newton in the 21 machine. Spins it up down in turns 3 and 4. He's just going to soldier on and they keep going. But it's this man, Luke Brown, who has got less than a lap left to run now. Will this be his first elusive Dirt Cup win? The 1NZ of Luke Brown. He works his way down the back straight into turn 3 and 4. Out of 3 and 4 he comes onto the front straight. Luke Brown will pick up the 2022 Garage 16 Modified Dirt Cup. 12S of Jason Kalen will come home for second from current champion, who will hand it over tonight. The 71S of John Jackson for third from the 4H of Aaron Hodgson. And then go to Ray Chatfield in fifth from Newton Gorge. Well, they said it was going to be a marathon, a sprint, a fight, a war, and it certainly was. Your new champion, unofficially, Luke Brown. Of course, we will do the presentation down on the infield. Of course, folks, that has wrapped up our racing program, though. In terms of races, you're more than welcome to go down the pits, get a close-up look at the cars. But it's this man who's going to come around and get the checkered. And well, look at that. Luke Brown, the 1NZ machine, has just ran out of fuel. So how is that for playing your cards? The 1NZ machine, literally just enough fuel to cross the line and make it home. We'll get down there to get an interview with him. Let him clamber out of his race car, all the gear that he's got on. He'll be absolutely puffed. Because the 12S of Kalen in second, John Jackson in third. He looks to be one very, very happy man. Luke Brown.
Well, that was an absolute crazy race. 30 laps, so many yellows. It was just captivating. I hope the audience really enjoyed it. Unfortunately for Luke, he's run out of the old gas, so we're gonna follow these guys down now and go with the presentation. Vincent,
Aaron, what a spectacle that was! Can you believe it? All those yellows, I was sure that they were going to run out of fuel. A couple of them did, I think, but Luke Brown on his victory lap, before his victory lap, just ran out of fuel, hence why I have the finishing flag. We tried to make him go for a run around the track, but he didn't seem too interested. Apparently it's hard work in those modifieds, but I wouldn't know about that. But that did look like hard work, didn't it, Aaron? 30 laps of excellence. And here we can see Bruce Robertson, the promoter of Prestige Pools Waikaraka Park, holding the Dirt Cup. And we have Roger Bertram here, who is going to present the Dirt Cup, ladies and gentlemen. Give it up for Roger Bertram. All right, Bruce, I'll just get a few words from you if I can. Pretty awesome night. What's your take on the evening?
Unbelievable racing, wasn't it? But they couldn't fill their tanks quite full enough, could they? A couple of them, I think Foxy might have run out of fuel, and if there was one more lap, I think Jason from Stratford would have been the winner. So with Jacko, amazing result from Jacko. He hasn't raced all season, comes out here and lasts 30 laps like that. Well, what a show. It was a great show, and I think 5 cars finished after 20 of them started, or 18 started at the beginning of the night. So people would have gone home very happy with what happened here tonight.
No, definitely, and we certainly are making up for the first half of the season not being able to race by such a great event. How happy were you to see the fans out here today and just the great action after such a difficult start to the season for Auckland especially?
Well, yes, this is only our second meeting in Auckland here. COVID has restricted Auckland terribly, and we're very happy though with the results tonight and the crowd that turned up to watch this fantastic show, and we'll do it all again next year.
Lovely, thank you very much. That is Bruce Robertson, the promoter of Prestige Pools Waikaraka Park Speedway. And I'm going to throw it over to Aaron.
Okay, so we got Jason Kalin here. Started in second, finished in second. Man, you were so close so many times. How did you cope with all those restarts?
Oh, I just had to hang in there. Luke had the better car tonight, and we just didn't quite have the setup for it. Normally we're really good on the slick, but just tonight we just weren't quite there. But hey, I'm really happy with our result. Second and 2 Stratford cars on the podium. How do you like that, Bunter?
That's brilliant. That's brilliant. Okay, we're going to head over to Jacko, mate. You hung in there for third. She was a race of attrition.
Jesus. I just like to thank the traffic light system, really. Jesus. I tell you what, I don't reckon there's any methanol left in here, and if Foxy and the other boys ran out, I feel sorry for them, mate. They deserve to be here, so it's but she's a long race, and you just got to hang in there, really.
Absolutely. Well, congratulations on your podium. Your first time out for the season, so it's great to see the mighty Green Machine from Stratford back out on a speedway. So what we're going to do is we're going to pass over to Vince now, and
yeah, let's get that beautiful 1NZ yellow machine in the shot there. Luke, you don't step away, mate. You come right in the front. The star of the show tonight. Tell us, how does it feel? Once again, how does it feel to win another event, picked up where you left off last year? Just tell me, mate, how are you feeling?
Yeah, I'm obviously super stoked. The Dirt Cup probably holds one of the highest values out of all the mod events. I know it's not an SNZ grade title, but it's been running for 31 odd years, and you look at some of the legends who have won it, and it's just such a prestigious event. During the heats, battled a little bit setup wise and fine tuning. The car was good, but still had work to be done. Made a few changes for the shuffle, and it really worked. And then kind of from the front, found a kind of groove that worked. The track was pretty skatey out there, it was pretty slick, mid to bottom. I don't think there was much of a high line, but obviously it's hard to tell when you're out there. Someone may come blow your doors off, towards the end of the race. It's a bit of a gamble, but the car felt fairly strong. I just knew we'd be getting down in fuel because, man, we did some laps under yellow. We actually turned the car off for probably a couple of minutes, and that's probably what saved it because, a lap later and she's all over. So, it's close call.
Yeah, let's talk about those yellows for a moment, because there were a lot of incidents in that race that slowed it up a bit, quite a few laps under the yellow. What was going through your mind, incident after incident, yellow after yellow, lap after lap, just watching your fuel gauge disintegrate?
Yeah, I had a feeling. I know a lot of guys have been in the same boat, so I was trying to go quite slow on the restarts, hoping that some of the guys could regrid and we could go the next lap, trying to save laps if possible, but yeah, they were talking on the radio. They did actually a really good job on the radios, kind of letting people know position-wise what they're doing. Obviously, I couldn't see what was going on, but they seemed pretty efficient. So, yeah, I was trying to manually count the laps in my head loosely, and yeah, I was just hoping, come on, that white flag better come out soon. We don't have much fuel or tyres left, so no, really happy. And yeah, I'd just like to thank Garage 16 for sponsoring the event. It's like I said before, it's one hell of an event for the mods, and of course all my sponsors this year, Chilex Group, Garage 16, Kelly Lewis Sensi, Dodge Civil Consultants, Penrose Motors, Smith Racing, and Tracksport Engines. To put it simple, I can't do it without those guys. They help me get these results. They're the reason why the one's on the car. So I'm very humbled to have all those partners on board. And of course, a big congratulations to Jacko and Jason. The boys from Strati are always fast, and they're consistently just at the top. So really stoked to share the podium with them.
Absolutely brilliant. That is 1NZ Luke Brown. So now I'm going to step out of the shot and I'm going to bring Roger Bertram in to present the trophy, the Dirt Cup, to 1NZ Luke Brown. Roger, we'll say a few words first. How'd you find that tonight?
Well, it was a bit of a drawn-out event, obviously, with the yellows, but I thought the track looked as if it had slicked off pretty early, and Luke actually did a pretty good job. The car looked like it was on rails, and I've watched a few of these events over time and competed in a few, and yeah, I think Luke made it look pretty easy, really.
Yeah, no, he definitely has a bit of style to his driving there. And is there anything you would have done differently? Any critiques, or do you think he's doing all right?
No, I think he did a good job. The cars have changed a bit, probably not a lot, but it's over 20 years since I was here running one of these cars, and they were a little different then, but no, Luke did a great job. Those that got to the end probably did pretty well because conditions were a bit trying towards the end, yeah, especially in the high line. Yeah,
and that was a bit of a difficult race, you think, with all those incidents as well, or is that kind of just a bit normal?
Well, I don't know what Luke thinks, but having run a few races like that, you know, it's not a bad thing if you're leading because you never have to deal with lap traffic. So every time you're going to come up to have to race with a few guys, there's an orange. So you just continue on for a few laps and you've got a clear track ahead again. So that's not a bad thing at the front of the pack.
Excellent. And this is Roger Bertram, no need for introductions, one of the greatest modified drivers of all time, here to present the Dirt Cup's Luke Brown. Roger, I'll get you to come over in front of the 1NZ and hand on over that trophy to Luke Brown, 1NZ, the Dirt Cup winner for this season.
Yeah, I feel like the car wasn't perfect during the heats, but we made the right changes and got it good for the feature. So, yeah, hope everyone had a good time.
Lovely, thanks very much. That's Luke Brown, 1NZ, winner of the Dirt Cup this year. Also, big congratulations to 12S Jason Kalin and 71S John Jackson. Just absolute epic racing tonight, wasn't it, Aaron?
Yeah, mate, absolutely brilliant, and big thanks to the Pits TV for having us here and letting us jump on. Thanks to all the camera people and everyone that puts everything together for us. We really, really appreciate it. And without further ado, mate, I think that's about the end of the evening.
I think it's time to go and celebrate another successful year of the Dirt Cup, and may many more continue.
Awesome.
Perfect.